Futures are pointing to a lower open amidst uncertainty in Greece, where recent elections have failed to inspire a new government coalition. Earnings are out today from Disney, Tenet Healthcare, and Molson Coors. The markets went into corrective mode late last week. How low will they go? I'm Brittany Umar, and the morning call starts right now.
Good morning, I'm Scott Redler, Chief Strategic Officer of T3Live.com.
And I'm Brittany Umar with The Street, and together we bring you the Morning Call Express. So, of course, markets have been on the defensive, Scott, since late last week, and adding fuel to the fires, the uncertainty following Europe's elections. Investors, though, ultimately seem to brush off the news yesterday. Do you think they will today?
Today, I don't think it'll be as easy. We saw late last week that the U.S. numbers started to soften, and then over the weekend, you had that election. The market was pretty comfortable with the path of fighting deficits, unified front, austerity. So now with the elections, we don't know what's going to happen. We don't know if Greece now could leave the union. We don't know what's going to happen with some of the currencies. So that creates uncertainty, which is going to create volatility. But if you look at the technicals, you saw the dots connecting last week. So if you got out of a lot of your stocks, you can embrace the volatility and you could buy the dip. Just the question is, where is that dip going to go?
Yes, and with that volatility, what levels will you be looking at in the S&P?
Well, if you look at the chart of the S&P right here, you'll see late last week I was talking about 1390 to 1392. I was saying we were holding up okay. If we were to break below this upper level, you got to get out of the way. And from the Bahamas on vacation, I got stopped out of my remaining longs right in this area as we started to weaken. And then if you fast forward, here we are. We're coming right into the lows of about a few months ago. Here is that April 10th low. This was the double bottom that was put in place on April 23rd. So coming into this area, you're going to see some support. But if the market can't bounce back above, I would say 1380 to 1385 in the next few sessions, I think the bears are going to take control. This level is going to break, and then you have 1340 coming in right around here. And then I think the real compelling area that will be an unbelievable buying opportunity that should contain this downside move comes in around 1322 on the S&P.
So with futures down as they are right now, what sectors will you be looking at today as possible trades?
Well, as I was on the airplane yesterday, I was watching the banks go green. I was watching Apple go green. So with the futures down today, I'm going to look to see if that takes place again today to see what type of move we have. Okay, so as a trader, I'm coming in flat, so I'm going to look for cash flow. I'm going to see if I could buy this down open into support and see what happens, because guys got rewarded for doing that yesterday. If you look at the XLF, you will see we're coming right into a very big level. You have this low here was about 1497. You have yesterday's low, which came in right around there at about 15. So as long as we stay above this 15 area, I think the downside will be somewhat muted. As far as tech actually made a new low yesterday. It traded below this prior pivot, below this area, and tried to reverse. So I'm going to see if some stocks can go green. We can make some cash flow, but I don't think it's the pivot to buy.
Okay, and speaking of tech, Apple showed some leadership yesterday, being the first to go positive in the sector. What names will you be looking at in tech today?
Well, Apple I'm going to look at, because what you do is you look at strong stocks, into a down open to see if it could brush it off for cash flow. So if you look here at Apple, Apple's been trying to hold this 555. You look at the chart, this is when it broke down. Here is your retest. So coming into this prior support, it's worth a look. It's definitely worth a look versus 555. If it can go green, I think traders will be all over it. If it could trade above yesterday's high of 572, I think the next resistance is around 585. I also think Amazon's been acting better. It's holding this earnings gap. You have a major gap here showing some power. Also, Google responded well yesterday, as far as still holding above that 200-day moving average. Big wide range bar. But then we have to watch Intel, because it was downgraded by Goldman today. So with that being said, it's down. Let's see if this area right here, support, which is right around 2750, can continue to hold. I think this is a viable area in Intel.
All right, well, we're going to dive into all of this and more, of course, in the long version, so stay with us.
Hi, I'm Sean Hendelman, CEO of T3 Live, where we train, coach, and mentor traders in order to help you put your money to work with confidence. The T3 Live approach is a blueprint for you to recognize, adapt, and ultimately take advantage of different market conditions. To begin your training with T3 Live, we would like to offer you the opportunity to enroll in our free 30-day online home study course. Fill in your name and email address, and I'll see you on the other side.